All right, we are live, and sorry, we just wrapped up a live stream, so we're going to do an extra bonus video today.
Bonus.
That's why we're already got alcohol poured in our
Mm.
cups. Hang on, make sure I don't screw this up. Change that to private, and we'll edit it later. There we go. All right, good to go. Well, I'm Chuck.
I'm Zach.
This is Whiskey Weights and Whey. If you can't tell from all the merch, chin chin.
Chin chin.
I keep forgetting we're drinking peach whiskey because we're out of the good stuff.
The sweetness.
It's too sweet.
It is too sweet. I'm not used to the sweetness.
It's like drinking sugar water.
You're right.
It's been a while since we've recorded an episode.
It's been almost a month.
Yeah, I mean we've been releasing them, but it's because we had a stockpile.
We've been busy, man.
Yes. Yeah, busy with getting nice branding. This is the first podcast we've done since we've got the new logos.
The stickers are fantastic.
I love them. And then we even got since like I was able to order 2 orders before we recorded a new episode. Like
That's
this was the
wild.
original, and then I got wine weights and whey for Alex's cup.
I kind of like the wine one better than the actual whiskey one, but
I worked hard on these. I was very proud of how they turned out.
Looks really good.
They are for sale. $6 for just the sticker, and we'll get some. Dude, I tell you about the
Tumbler issue.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to go into that.
It's okay. The fact is, we're gonna have mini. Is it 32 ounces?
Yes, 32-ounce tumbler.
Yes.
So I ordered 25 of them, 5 different colors. They all came in white. So hopefully Monday when I get a message back from them, they were like, "Oh, just keep those, and we'll send you 25 more."
If not, you can be like, "That's racist." Just send all white.
I'm not sick anymore, but I can't get rid of this cough, and that laugh just got me good.
That's not bad.
Oh Lord. Well, and I can't. It's so hard drinking this peach stuff.
It is.
It's not bad. It's just I'm used to drinking straight whiskey on the show, and now
It's different because, like, I think in college you always go with like apple crown or peach crown or something that's like a little bit less harsh.
yeah,
But like as an adult, I'm like, I like the harsh stuff.
yeah,
You
you
get
got
that-
demons to drown.
Yeah. You just start building that taste for me, like that bitterness and that just like
Mhm.
not smooth, sweet taste.
I don't know. It's an acquired taste, that's for sure,
It is. It
and
is.
I have acquired it.
There's a while. There was about a year or so I couldn't even drink whiskey.
Yeah, I know. I remember when we first started the podcast, you were like, "I haven't had whiskey in a while,"
Thankfully, the brown water's back.
or was it? No, it wasn't the podcast. It was my tasting /
It's a tasting,
swap.
yeah.
Which we're doing that next weekend. I'm excited. Are you going to be able to join us next Saturday afternoon?
I should be able to.
Okay.
I don't think I have plans.
Yeah, just bring a bottle. We're gonna
Okay.
break them all open, have sips, and see who can guess which is what. Because it's at this point, it's just blind guessing.
Right. And then whatever we get, we can always donate here. So we have.
That's right. I went to the liquor store yesterday to get some tequila for margaritas for us. Pulled up at 7:05. ABC store closes at 7.
Mm,
How dumb is that on a Saturday?
it's not a good business model.
I
Put it
mean,
that way. Well, that's why I do the local stores. I don't like the ABC, the smaller. Like
It's
I
just-
go smaller, like New York, Eagle Mart.
it's just so much more expensive.
Right. But you're supporting the little person.
They get enough of my money from Monsters
Listen,
every day.
are we not a little person right now?
Yes, we are.
So, like,
I go there every day. It's not like they're not getting my money.
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
Between the Monsters and the kid character juices that May drinks,
Yeah,
I'm sure they're getting plenty of my money.
that's true. Well, we stop by and get the Apothic Inferno wine
Mm.
so often.
Oh
that
yeah.
they keep that in stock for us because they know that we are going to. They're like, hey, y'all are one of the only people that come in and get it.
Which place?
New York.
Okay. Where
So New York,
you talked about New York before. And you told me it's a
because the owner is from New York.
yeah.
so I just
But
like
which
refer to it as
place
New
is
York.
this?
So you're coming from the interstate.
Mhm.
Go through the light, the one on the right before you get to R22, the new one by Union Station neighborhood, Stone Creek.
Oh, the Texaco that's in front of the neighborhood.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that's New York.
That's where I got the bottle of Eagle Rare from.
Okay,
It was
and,
overly priced, but I got it.
and they will bring in whatever you want.
Okay. I
Just
know they had like 3 bottles of Blanton's sitting on the shelf.
who in
You
this
never see Blanton's
who in
anywhere.
this area?
I've got 2 bottles, but they were gifts. Well, I take that back. One was a gift. So my brother-in-law, when May was born, he bought me a bottle that was within like a month of her birthday.
Yeah,
And I was talking to a friend of mine who runs a whiskey page on Facebook, like a trading page. And I told him it was her birthday. He goes, they bottle on like I don't know, Tuesday, Thursdays, or whatever the days they are. And it happened to be they bottled on her birthday. I said, what's the chances of me finding a bottle? He said, I got you. Um, Huge shout out to Nick McNish if he watches this. He was able to track down a bottle of Blanton's that was bottled on her actual birthday, like not just the date, but the year, the date, month, everything, and got it to me for a great price. Like I think I ended up, think after shipping and everything, it was like $110.
yeah, that's not bad.
But I've got a bottle that was bottled the day she was born.
Have you tapped into it yet?
No, it's for her 21st birthday.
That's cool.
Yes. The other bottle was bottled in so she's born in October. The other one was September 28th or something like that,
Yeah.
which is a couple of days off of mine and Alex's anniversary. So I'm going to take that bottle and that's going to be her wedding day bottle. So when she gets married, please to God, 25 plus years from now, I'm going to crack it open the night before her wedding and share it with either her or her soon to be husband,
Yeah.
whichever one I'm hanging out with, because she may not want me around the night before, but that bottle is getting cracked open the night before her wedding. The other one will be her 21st birthday.
Man, if it was me, I would probably buy a third bottle and be like, I'm taking a shot on this chick's birthday for the next 21 years or
That's
however
not a
long
bad
it is.
idea,
That
yeah.
would be it would be cool to have like that kind of tradition.
Yeah.
I love ceremonious stuff. I love traditional stuff. And that's really cool though. I like that.
I got so hyped on that one, but I feel so guilty because my second child, I got a bottle of Sweet Lucy from the same brother-in-law, which he is so awesome, but he is really rubbing Alex raw because I'm getting the birth gifts from the babies and she's not getting push gifts. But he got me this thing called Sweet Lucy, and it tastes almost like a pre-mixed whiskey. It's a lower percentage alcohol, a liqueur, and but I've already finished it. I was like, it's not a specialty bottle.
Yeah.
So I didn't save it. I got to get something for Lucy. I feel bad. She doesn't have anything set aside for her. And but that's so nice to see people coming in.
I know.
We got to get some more people. Oh, so something new since the last time we did a podcast. We are now at the point of monetization. You can join our YouTube channel. There's tons of different tiers. You can feed a starving marathon runner and strongman with just $1 a day, 99 cents.
I should probably do a marathon at some point just to say that I'm still that guy. I did sign up for something.
What'd you sign up for?
I did sign up for the Spartan 50K.
Oh, when?
It's in November.
Oh yeah, that's when we were talking about the weekend. We're gonna probably go to Orlando.
Go up there and camp and do it because I did the Barbarian challenge, like last week.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. We haven't.
It was a lot of fun, dude. Like it was one of those things where I didn't like go super hard because I just wanted to like enjoy the atmosphere. I've never done an obstacle race before outside of the mud runs.
Yeah. Compared it to the Warrior Dash, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being exactly the same as the Warrior Dash, 10 being like an ultra marathon run compared to the Warrior Dash.
I would say a 6. So it was difficult enough where there was a few obstacles I failed.
Oh.
One had to do with like the rope was wet. I literally couldn't get a grip to climb it. Another one was just like some monkey bar with this weird thing. I've never experienced it before, so I didn't know how to like approach it, and no one was around me to like observe.
You were that far ahead of everybody?
There was different waves. I mean, the running aspect I was on top of. So
did you beat everyone in your wave?
I think so.
Okay.
but I just took my time because a lot of times you had to like wait in line for the waves ahead of you just to
Yeah.
get to the obstacle. And like, if you wanted to be competitive, you would have started at the 8 a.m.
Yeah.
wave. I just wanted to enjoy it and see what it was. The thing that kicked my ass the most was the Atlas ball. So like I had to like pull an Atlas ball with a chain, throw it over a wall, hop the wall, do it 3 times.
You had to throw the ball over 3 times.
Yeah.
How high was the wall? 48 inches or
Yeah.
so.
And so you threw it over, you drug it to the next wall.
Oh, it's multiple walls. I
Yeah.
thought you went like back and forth.
No, you drug it to the next wall through like this just like sludgy kind of dirt. Threw it again. Then you had to like drag it around this little loop,
Take it back to the beginning.
throw it over the last wall, and take it back to the beginning.
I was about to say, who reset that every time?
So yeah, you just like once you drop it off, the next person that was coming in just picks up a ball and goes.
That is an awesome idea for a strongman event. You drag the stone to the platform and then load it.
It was tough. No, I mean, so like afterwards, like I had to sit down for like a minute and collect myself before I started running again.
Did you know that was in the event? I say if you did, we could have trained it.
I know. And so like there's a lot of things that I've been looking at the Spartan Ultra that I need to train for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like get you to help me train for.
Okay.
So I'm gonna build up cardio up until September. In September, I'm gonna do like specific stuff gauge to it. Like I'm still not signed up for like the competitive heat, but I still want to do well.
I really hate that we didn't do the Barbarian challenge. It was just at this point right now, $70. The heat doesn't bother me too bad lately. I've been doing okay with that, but the $70 was what was killing me. You know, as you can tell, we're drinking peach crown right now. So we're digging deep into the back of the cabinet to get just through the next episode. But I think I would have really enjoyed some of the events that you talked about because the running is not for me. The events is what I enjoyed for every race we've done.
It's a lot of stuff that you're running up down the side. There was one sandbag carry, so you had two jerry can essentially, well, farmer's carry, I guess, in CrossFit world.
Strongman
world. CrossFit. But you carried it around like this little bitty trail and come back to the beginning and dropped it, then like hiked up straight up the mountain.
Oh
yeah. You may not like that part.
No, I would not like that.
But I love like the agility and like having to like throw yourself over a wall and flip over a wall and like flip over tires.
Yeah.
Like, man, I love that.
The last one we did was, what was it called? I think it was just called Mud Run. It was something simple like that. And it was in Georgia.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. I remember Mountain City, Georgia.
No, not that one. The last one I did, which was like 2 years ago.
Oh,
I took Alex, and a couple of our clients signed up for it. And it started off fine. It was just running, which I hate. And I was dying. We got to the first event and it was hand over hand pull. You had to pull the rock up to the top and hit the top. No problem. Yeah. Killed that. And then I was rejuvenated.
Yeah.
But we had a girl with us who, God bless her, she was a smoker. And she had not been training for cardio.
Yeah.
And if I beat you in cardio, you need to work on your cardio. And at a certain point, it got to where we were walking and like backpedaling a little bit to catch back, like to stay with her because we didn't want to leave her. She came with the group. Right. Eventually, she was like, "I'm going to sit down. I'm going to get a ride back. Y'all go. Don't stay on me." Which at that point, we were hitting obstacles pretty regularly. So I was feeling great. I love doing the mud runs when it's the obstacles. But when there's a half a mile or more stretch between the events, it pisses me off because I can't do it.
Like the Barbarian Challenge, it had a good mix of like, they didn't link obstacles too far away, but a lot of it was like real quick.
If you had to guess, what was the longest distance between the first?
I would say a half a mile. Like that was probably like most of them were like quarter mile because there was 33 obstacles in 6 miles.
10K.
Yeah. And so a lot of it was like crawling under barbed wire and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like some of it was one of the rope climb.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it killed me. Like it was like 25 feet where you had like hit the bell, but like everybody was wearing gloves and shit, and I was like, why is everybody wearing gloves? I don't understand. And then I was like, oh, but I think I like did some like nerve damage on one of mine.
I know the day after you came back, like we had dinner or something, and you had like ripped up hands and
Yeah, it was
stuff.
rough.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would say like most of the stuff, like there was only like the two. I think there was only two that I failed,
Yeah.
and it was just because I'm like, hey, I don't
You
know how to.
failed the stone?
No, I didn't fail the stone.
Oh, I thought that was one of the ones you
It was the
failed.
hardest
Oh, it was the
one.
hardest. What was the
There was
ones you failed?
there's one
The rope
that
climb?
it was the rope climb. I just couldn't get it. I mean, no matter what,
Yeah.
it was the late. I was the last wave, so it was,
Ah.
everybody's gone through the water. There's like 4 or 5 creek crossings, which was awesome.
Ah.
But there was another one that you had to like link up under, like you had to like go up under the bar, then over top of the bar,
Mm-hmm.
and I just couldn't. I have a bad shoulder, and so like I couldn't. I just couldn't make it happen.
Gotcha.
But again, it goes back to like I've never done anything like that, so I don't know how to approach it. I feel like if somebody said this is the technique to use, maybe a little bit easier.
I'm trying to think. There was 2 or 3 events at the one we did last time that were iffy for me. Um, there was one I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I was able to get through. You had to take a running start, jump, and grab the handle and ride the. It was like a what's it called? Where you,
Zip line?
it was like a zip line, but you had to kind of get enough momentum to go up the hill and hit the bell. So you jump, you grab it, and you ride it, and it's going up. So if you don't get enough momentum going to start with, you're going to just go backwards. So there was a lot of people who were just, you let go, you go in the water, you swim to the edge, you finish it. I all out. I nearly took out the end of it because I put too much momentum into it, but I hit that damn bell, and I thought that was the one I was going to struggle with. But then there was one, and I can't remember exactly. It was like running. It was. You ever seen like those old um, ninja movies where they're running on those pads across the water?
Oh, yeah.
They had those, and they were slick as shit because people had been
Already
covered in mud and water, and I took off running across those. I was like, I'm just going to run as fast as I can, try to get across. I made it about 2 platforms because there was gaps between the platforms, so you had a kind of little hop. About the second platform, my feet went flying out from under me. Back of my head slammed into the one behind me. Like I folded like a pizza.
I love it.
It went down between two of them, and that was the one that I didn't finish. That was the only one I can remember I didn't finish. But my head was ringing for the rest of the ride. Thank God it was close to the end.
But you know what I would say I would love about these events more so than anything else is like how supportive everybody was.
Oh yeah,
Like it was insane. Like I'm not saying so it's just weird because I've done these super crazy endurance events like 100-mile races, 50-mile races, and like I'm seasoned in that matter. So like I had just climbed up this hill and I was just kind of like patiently waiting. There's like 5 or 6 people in line doing a rope climb. You got to climb down the other side, like whatever. So I was just kind of sitting there. And there's like this 14-year-old kid like, "Hey, have you ever done this before?" It's like, "No, I haven't." He's like, "You're doing great." I'm like, "That is so freaking sweet." Like, like, and I was like, "Dude, thank you." He's like, "You're gonna nail this." It's like, dude, this 14-year-old is like pumping me up, and I was like, it is so cool. Just this, and his mom was there, and his dad was like on the same. They had like jerseys and stuff. So, I started talking with mom a good bit, and she was just like, "Yeah, like." We go around the country competing in this as like a family. Awesome. I was like, man, dude, how cool is that?
That's a dream.
Like, and so it really is. It's just like, I don't know the last time I've been a part of something outside of like strongman, like that everybody's just like, hey, we don't care. I'm not competing against you. I'm just like, I'm here to make you the best person, best experience as possible. So it was really cool to see.
You saying that reminded me, there was a guy in a wheelchair. Now this is trail running through the woods, doing a lot of obstacles. There was a guy in a wheelchair at the one we did last year. And the last event was a warp wall, climbing a tower, and then going down this massive ass slide.
Yeah.
He was several waves ahead of us. By the time we got to the warp wall, he was there. He didn't go around it. They were like human monkey chain grabbing a hold of him, pulling him up in the wheelchair.
That's awesome.
So he could go down the whole. Like, I don't think he missed a single event in this wheelchair. Awesome. And it made me tear up. And it was an awesome experience. But you get those things like that, it's so much fun.
It just like shows you like where we are as a society.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like we're here to support each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the core of everything, we're good people. Like,
yeah.
We get that twisted a lot in mainstream media and shit, but like
there is too much of news that lies. It's just
Oh yeah.
you hear all this bullshit on the news and people hate each other, but when it comes down to it, you talk to these people every day. You work with these people every day, and we have completely opposite views on political views. But if you don't talk about it, you don't know it. You're best friends.
Right.
Just don't bring the shit up.
Well, that's it. And the thing is like you can be compassionate, you can disagree and still have a
Mhm.
relationship. Like we disagree on a shit ton of stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But like you're still one of my best bros.
Exactly.
I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
You're not judging me. We're just
100%.
we can still carry on.
Yeah.
Because it's all about perspective.
Exactly.
You know, and it's just but it is. It was really cool to see that side of sport because I've been so far removed from sport.
And I have very limited experience with ultramarathon running. I know you, and that's it. And then there was the one show that I crewed you for.
Oh,
So like I have very limited experience with that environment. Now I've been a part of powerlifting, strongman, bodybuilding, all those different
Right.
demographics, and I'd say so far the strongman is by far the most welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't because of what I experienced with you that I thought it's just more that y'all are on these 100-mile runs and there's so much time by yourself. It's not.
You get so spaced out.
I would say you build a relationship with yourself more than in nature than you do with each other.
And I will say, like, if you're in the culture long enough, it's the same as strongman. Super supportive.
Yeah.
Like everybody's on the same team. Like anybody would give anything to make sure that you have what you need to get to the next check place. Like
That's good.
no questions asked. But it is. It's a very isolating sport.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's like, man, I'm covering 100 miles, and there at some point I'm going to be by myself for a long time, unless you have a crew or a pacer. But when we did it, it was you were just going checkpoint to checkpoint with me, and like there was only like 15 people racing at the time because it's the first event.
Yeah.
And it was just like I didn't see anybody for 15 hours.
Yeah.
Outside of you and like.
And that was it really wasn't even an interaction. You showed up, you got the stuff you needed, and you bolted. And I was like, all right, see you next spot.
Yeah.
There was no like
it is.
communication.
It's like that's the craziest thing about ultra marathons and ultra running in itself is like it's such a mental sport. It's such a you've got to be okay with yourself, because if you're not okay with yourself, you're going to get to a dark place real quick.
Speaking of mental, all right, I will edit this out if I can't find it, but I've got to show you this video. I'm gonna try to get it on the web on the podcast so we show it too.
Yeah.
So Todd sent me this video of an athlete doing just some boss ass shit is the best way I can put it.
Oh yeah?
Yes. Like, and we had a conversation about how I was like, I don't think I could ever. He's crying, laughing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's see if I can show this on the stream.
This is some weightlifting shit?
Yes.
Okay.
But you're talking about like mental strength and like just being able to do shit that people can't do. Share. Okay, I'm praying this works. If you're watching along with us, this is Squat University's video. I'm going to give every accreditation I can so we don't get flagged for anything. So craziest thing I've ever seen during a clean and jerk. Hang on, go back. All right, it's showing.
We don't see anything crazy effed up, are we?
No.
Okay.
But so it's clean and jerk.
Okay.
Gets set like at the top. Takes her hand off, and you're like, what is she doing? She dislocated her finger. Reset. Re-gripped. And then I'm pretty sure this was for like a national championship lift.
Bruh.
How many people do you know would dislocate their finger and just walk away? It'd be like you rolling your ankle during a 100-mile race and you're like, just tape it up, let's go. Like, or breaking an ankle.
That's kind of what we do.
I mean, I know, but
that's crazy though. But like the thing is like see how calm and composed she is.
Yeah, it was so awesome.
She sees like, okay, so this is what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah, she can see that there's an issue. But she is so well trained and so well practiced in her focus that she's like, okay, what do I need to detach emotionally from the situation, reset my finger, reset all
the fact that she was able to hold the weight and read
right,
like that's insane.
right.
So,
No, so something similar when I dislocated my shoulder, had to have shoulder surgery.
hang on, I want to circle or CC Sicily Kyle.
But the way she just flops it back up, like,
Yeah.
oh, no big deal.
That was phenomenal. Okay, I'm probably butchering this, but it was at CCCICELYKYLE. Make sure you go check her page out. It was just that's insane.
But she was just like
I don't know how she dislocated her finger doing it for one.
Probably just like got caught.
But oh god, like my knuckles hurt so bad.
No, it's strange to what you're able to do if you just focus.
Yeah.
Because I remember like I used to when 2006 was on the bottom of a dog pile, broke my collarbone, kind of like tore a little bit of my labrum back in college. Didn't really bother me until about 10 years later when I was mountain biking setting a Make-A-Wish course.
Yeah.
My shoulder would go in and out of place all the time. It would pop right back in. I was mountain biking, like 6 miles away from my car at the time, and it had like popped out of place. So I didn't freak out because like, oh, this happens all the time, and I couldn't get it back in. It was like, then I was like, oh, I've got about 30 minutes before this is going to get like really painful. So I remember like grabbing, not my beanie, but my buff and biting down on it, like slamming my shoulder into a tree, and like it just tore everything. But it felt good enough where I could like ride back.
You reach down, grab stuff. Like, if your shoulder ever pops out of place, the best way to try to reset it without slamming into a tree is like reach down and pick something off the ground. Like,
where were you 10 years ago?
Unfortunately,
not here.
Not here. Yes. But yeah, that is one thing I was very grateful to learn. I mean, thank God, I've never dislocated my shoulder. I have dislocated my elbow during a football game, but I guess in the moment things are different for sure. Because my junior year, I went to tackle somebody, or I was reaching to grab somebody's jersey from behind, and I got a helmet to the elbow, and I just knew it hurt.
Yeah.
Whatever. I got down for the next play. I was the defensive lineman. I was super small for a defensive lineman, but I was. And it's getting 3-point stance. Was always right hand down. No, I couldn't because it couldn't hold the weight. So I switched to left, and I hear my name being yelled from the sideline. I look over, and my replacement's coming in. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. So I run off. Coach said, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "I got hit in the elbow. I'm fine." "No, sit down. Let's check you out." They brought the doctor from from the other team to come over because we didn't have one. And he started playing with my elbow, and you hear it. I'm like, "Oh, that feels better." And he's like, "You dislocated your elbow. You need to go to the doctor." I was like,
"You just pop it back into place, though. You're good."
We were dominating this team, so like it wasn't I need to get back out there kind of thing. It was so I was sitting. I was like, "Well, if I need to go to the doctor, let's go." So I had somebody come help me get out of my pads and stuff, and they took me to the doctor. "Yeah, you dislocated. You tore some stuff." The next day, it was bad to the point where I was out for the rest of the season. Like there was no me going back to football. I was in a brace, like a rigid brace, and couldn't wipe my ass, couldn't do nothing with my right hand. I had to learn how to do everything left hand. I became ambidextrous,
right?
Because of that injury. But the funniest thing, and it's been, at this point, 15 years now.
Yeah,
I don't mind, or 16 years now. God, because it was my junior year. I don't mind saying it. Coach kept asking me, he's like, how's your PT coming? And I'm like, I'm doing better. Coach, they still told me no activity, no physical contact. Once I got cleared, I went back to the doctor. He's like, just be careful, an injury is an injury. It's always going to be a potential for re-injure. So I went back to my coach. I was like, doctor says I'm good to go. No power cleans. He said, what? He said, no more power cleans ever. Which he told me that early in the beginning. He's like, don't do power cleans when you're training.
Right.
It wasn't ever. It was no more right now. I told my coach no more power cleans ever. So for the next year, I never did a power clean again.
Well, fantastic.
I hated power cleans.
Dude, I feel that. Because like when all that shit happened, and I broke my clavicle, it
Yeah.
was in the regionals in Texas.
Oh.
And so like we still had to go to the World Series. And so I didn't tell my coach. I heard it pop. And so like we had about a week between Texas and going to Montgomery for the actual like D2 World Series.
Mm.
And I remember like taking my shirt off with my roommate Joyce. He's like, "What the fuck happened?" I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "So I was like black and blue from my forearm all the way down to like my abs because it was just swole, like it just drained." And I was like, "You think I should tell somebody?" He's like, "Have you not told anybody?" I was like, "I don't know who to tell. That's not going to like not let me pitch in the World Series." I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm never going to be back to the World Series." And so I came up to my trainer, and he's now like some big head guy at Alabama, University of Alabama,
Oh,
and
okay.
so he's the one that got me into like a great surgeon. But I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Chad, I got to tell you something." He's like, "What is it?" I was like, "Can I show you something and you not judge me or not tell us all?" He's like, "Yeah." Like he's so dry, and so I took off my shirt. He's like, "Are you hurt?" I was like, "Yes, I'm very hurt."
I'm purple.
He's like, "We can't tell Coach Goff." I was like, "No, we cannot." And so I remember like going in and like I couldn't like raise my arm to about right here. So I came in the World Series. I was pitching. I came in, bases
You can
loaded.
still throw your right arm.
I could still throw but I told my catcher, I was like, "If you don't hit it right here and throw it back to me, it's like I can't catch it."
Mm.
And so I struck out two guys, and there was a runner on first when I came in to close out the game, and I threw one to Myrick, and Myrick like threw one that was like right here, and like I just let it sail out into center field. Center fielder called it, threw it back to me. Coach called time. I was like, "Hey, what the fuck happened?" I said, "Coach," he's like, "You didn't even try. What's going on?" And I kind of told him, I was like, "My shoulder's hurt." He's like, "Which one? Your throwing arm?" I was like, "No, sir." He's like, "Okay, you're good." And like walked away. And so like afterwards, like he was kind of pissed because I didn't come forward, but like we were in an interview with like the press and the media and the papers, and I was ice in my left shoulder, and I'm a right-handed pitcher, and some freaking guy. I said, "Hey, I got a quick question." I said, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Why are you icing your left shoulder if you're a right-handed pitcher?" And like I'll never forget, like Coach Goff like turned his eyes and just like glared at me. I was like, "Just having some trouble with my left arm." But it was just, I don't know. It was wild. It was a wild situation.
I wasn't at that level because obviously my injuries mainly occurred in high school years for college during the World Series. But when I dislocated that elbow, I just remember, like, I don't remember most of the rest of the season because we had a very front heavy competition. The end of our season was pretty light. Teams weren't a big deal. Like, we had already secured playoff contention kind of thing. And I thought I was going to be back by then. And game one of the championship playoffs, my backup, who was older than me and amazing guy, super strong, but he was a year older than me. He just was all upper body. Like he could bench press 400 pounds, but he couldn't squat 400 pounds, and, really good guy. And I hope to God he doesn't watch this and think Chuck's being a dick. But the reason why I started over him was because I was bottom heavy. I had a lot of thicker thighs.
That's what you need.
I was a squatter.
Yeah.
Like my squat in high school was in the 600s.
Right.
So even though I was going against guys 6'6", 6'7", and I'm 5'10", I was able to get below them, pick them up, and at least hold my ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn playoff game, they were blowing us up the center, and they were blowing him off the line. He was getting stood up because he was taller than me too. So he got underneath. They got him underneath. And I remember my senior year, like thinking back to junior year, like we lost out the first game of the year. The only reason they scored on us was because they ran up the center, and I wasn't there because I was a nose guard. So the next year, our same situation happened about game 9 or 10 of the season. We're blowing a team out of the water. There's no reason for me to be in there. Like we're driving the line. Me and the tackle are driving the offensive line back 5 to 10 yards every play. My buddy drives his lineman into my right ankle or my left ankle. One of them. I can't remember which one. And it rolls it backwards. Like my ankle touches the ground while my foot is pointing that way. and it does a high ankle sprain. They tore some stuff in my ankle, like couldn't put weight on it at all. But I do remember by the time the playoff came around, that thing looked like a boot. I had it taped up so much. I was like, I'm not missing this opportunity. I'm not going to be the reason why we lose.
Absolutely not.
So like, I don't have the World Series, but I do remember thinking back, like, I'm not letting that happen again. Oh, damn, we've gone 35 minutes. That was quick.
You got to get back to dinner.
Yes, I do. So I guess let's go ahead and wrap this one up.
Okay.
It's good catching up with you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man.
We got a lot more to talk about next time.
We do.
You want to shoot for Wednesday?
Shoot for Wednesday.
I don't know why I'm cold.
It's weird. You sunburned?
Yes, very sunburned. That's what that is. Well, remember, nobody cares.
Train hard.
Train hard.